We have the potential for a great game. Let's make it happen with your positive support. Ladies and gentlemen, we now ask that you join us as we honor America with the playing of our national anthem. As a reminder, proper respect for the flag is to remove your hats, stand at attention, and place your right hand over your heart. Active and retired military personnel may salute and show proper respect to the flag. Ladies and gentlemen, our national anthem.
Jordan, are you good for me to call Cody and you now?
Test.
Okay, Codemeister.
Ladies and gentlemen, now let's meet our teams. First, the cheerleaders from T area.
Wonderful.
Jaden Webster, Leah Ackman,
Okay.
Tessa
Everyone should be
Rack,
on now.
Kyla Brown,
Say that one more time, Cody.
Emerson Cowles, Lily Kaiser,
No, good.
Aubrey Melbrick, Reese Moe, Addison Naser, Olivia Olmowski, Piper Statfield, Ramsey Stansberry. Their head coach is Katie Peterson. And here are your Bobcat cheerleaders. Grace Boston, Bailey Tincroni, Kate Struck, Lucy Simmonsma, Katie Marshall, Olivia Hawks, Layla Erickson, Anya Place, and Chloe. At an end, number 51, Chase DeBoer. At a nose, number 67, Jacob Youngye. At tackle, number 62, Charlie Leslie. At an end, number 56, Hayden Milos.
Perfect.
At one linebacker, number 23, Cade Korleski. At another linebacker, number 34, Parker Wilson. At linebacker, number 25, Carter Brown. At strong safety, number 21, Leighton Moran. At one quarterback, number 2, Marshall Smythe. And another cornerback, number 12, Anderson. And at free safety, number 10, Griffin Wiebinga. T area is coached by Matt Brew, Mason Scheidegger, Logan Schockman, John Neeson, Brett Johnson, and head coach Scott Fry. And here are your Bobcat starters on offense. At quarterback, number 11, Gavin Anderson. Cole Hockett. Tight end, number 10, Bergen Tetzlaff. Left tackle, number 53, Ty Yeager. Left guard is number 50, Andrew Hahn. The center, number 54, Cohen Feinhorn. At right guard, number 71, Michael Nelson. And at right tackle, number 70, Carson Lord. Brookings is coached by Jim Van Blyman, Austin Koenig, Jacoby Anderson, Darren Moore, Carter Gordon, Connor Landberg, Tyler Schneider, Cole Ratterman, Zach Bennett, and head coach Brady Clark. The officials for tonight's contest, referee Brian Wenham, umpire Brian Young, head linesman Rusty Keith, line judge Kevin Deinert, and back judge Aaron Vandenberg. These officials are licensed by the South Dakota High School Activities Association and have been assigned to this contest by the SDHSAA.
That's what makes it exciting, Jordan. You see all of the adjustments that these teams went through.
6 foot, 205-pound junior, number 22. Alex Wademan, the wide receiver, 6'2", 185-pound junior, number 2. Cole Hockett in the slot, number 29, 6 foot, 150-pound senior. Bergen Tetzlaff, the tight end, 6'4", 225-pound junior, number 10. Ty Yeager, 6 foot, 200-pound junior. At left tackle, left guard Andrew Hahn, 6 foot, 250-pound junior, number 50. Kane Beinhorn, the center, number 54, 5'9", 230 pounds, and a senior. Michael Nelson, right guard, number 71, 210-pound, 6'2", junior. Carson Lord, right tackle, number 70. He's a 6'3", 225-pound junior. Captains out there in the center of the field. Andrew Hahn, Gabriel Stern, Egan Jensen, all the seniors. Egan Jensen back in uniform after missing a few weeks. And the lone junior captain is Bergen Tetzlaff. They're awaiting the flip of the coin here. We'll see who gets the opening kickoff here. Looks like T has won the toss, and they defer to the second half. So the Bobcats are going to take the ball. Now we just got to figure out which end they'll all be taking here in the first quarter. So the Bobcats will be going left to right from my vantage point here in the first quarter from the press box at Dana J. Dykow Stadium. They'll be heading toward the south end zone. Time to take a look at the referees for tonight. Introduction of officials is brought to you by Consumer Protection. Our head referee, Brian Wedham. Umpire, Brian Young. Rusty Keith is the head linesman. Kevin Deinart, the line judge, and Aaron Vandenberg, our back judge. Again, the introduction of officials brought to you by Consumer Protection. Moments away from kickoff here in the 11AA playoffs. The Bobcats and the Titans looking to move on and play the winner of the Watertown Huron game. The game would be next Friday. Again, the official time has not been set yet. We'll get that out to you, that information, as soon as possible. Take a look at the temp of the game brought to you by Active Heating. 41 degrees, feels like 37. Shouldn't have to worry about the wind too much. East winds of up to 7 miles per hour, gusting as high as 11.5 miles per hour, so nothing too bad in the way of the wind. Here we go, getting set to get kicked off here. Marshall Smythe has it teed up, center of the field. He'll kick it right to left to the Bobcats from my vantage point. Dougie Thomas, number 3, and Ben Schulte, number 42, the deep men for the Bobcats, standing on their own 10-yard line. And they'll await this opening kick here. 11AA playoffs. just about underway. Here comes the kick. Low. Spinning kick, bounces at the 14, taken by Dougie Thomas at the 10, across the 20, weaves across the 25, lowers his shoulder across the 30, takes a big hit from Marshall Smythe, the kicker, but a good return. The Bobcats will have good field position at about the 32-yard line. It's about a 22-yard return on the kick for Dougie Thomas, and the Bobcats will start with pretty good field position on the first drive of the game. So the offense out there. Gavin Anderson and the troops, first offensive possession of the 11AA playoffs underway here. First snap of the game brought to you by Snap Fitness, open 24 hours in Brookings. They're at 1009 South Main Avenue in Brookings. Anderson brings a man in motion. That is Hockett. Now he goes back out to the left. Hand off to Conrad, right side. Runs off, tackle, hits, spun, taken down across the 35. They're going to give him the 37-yard line. Gain of about 5 there for Will Conrad on the first play of the ball game. Bobcats pick up good yardage. 2nd and 5 coming up. And a good job being patient. One of the defensive linemen was pushing one of the offensive linemen for the Bobcats the opposite direction, and Will Conrad just ran right off his backside, and he didn't even see him come through. Anderson in the gun. Going to hand it off to Conrad again, and he's hit immediately and taken back. First one there was number 34, Parker Wilson, 4T, and it's going to be a loss of a couple here. Loss of 2 brings up 3rd and 7. Ball back on the 35. They've got to get to the 42 for a first down, do the Bobcats. First game between these two. Again, it was Gavin Anderson's show. He had 3 total touchdowns, 1 through the air, 2 on the ground. He had 215 yards passing, 10 of 17. You heard head coach Scott Fry in the pregame talking about having to contain Tetzloff. He had 102 yards and a touchdown receiving. Left side, Conrad, plenty of room across midfield. Out in the open, he may take it all the way. It's a foot race. 65 yards to pay dirt. Touchdown, Bobcats. 6-0 Brookings. The sea just opened. Will Conrad motored through it, and nobody was going to catch him. Just like that, lightning strikes. The Bobcats up 6-rip. Wow. Shot out of a cannon. So Drew Johnson out to kick the extra point. Drew Johnson, the bad snap picked up by Anderson. He's running out to his right. He's going to try to get into the end zone. Now he throws back against his body toward Blake Canigator, and it's incomplete. Nice job by Gavin Anderson just picking it up and trying to make a play, but it's going to be no good on the kick. It's 6-0 Brookings. They will kick it back to T when we return in 30 seconds. This is Bobcats football, powered by Brookings Auto Mall and presented by Cubby Sports Bar and Grill on the Brookings Radio Sports Network. To Gavin Anderson from Blake Canigator, but he was unable to handle it, picked it up and tried to make a play, unable to get it to anybody. And so it is 6-0 Brookings with the lead. Drew Johnson will send it back to T, kicking left to right from my vantage point here in the press box. I want to say thanks to Right Angle Construction, sponsor of high school sports here on the Brookings Radio Sports Network. Johnson has it teed up on the left hash at the 40. Here comes the kick. A high, short kick, taken at the 12-yard line by number 17, Tyler Reed, the running back. Runs right up the left seam, bounces off a couple of would-be tacklers, jets across the 30 to the 32, and they'll have the same starting field position the Bobcats did on the previous offensive possession, their own 32-yard line. On a 21-yard return. 10:20 to go here in the first quarter. The Bobcats struck first. They lead 6-0. Want to say thanks to Brookings Auto Mall for being a sponsor of high school sports here. Out there under center is Dashel Lowry, the 5'10 junior. He's going to hand it off left side. Bobcats defense right there. Egan Jensen and Gabriel Stern, along with Bergen Tetzloff, the three leading tacklers on the defense, appropriately in on the play there. And it's going to be 2nd and 10 coming up, no gain on the run. Bobcats defense looks raring to go here. Gang tackling on that first play. 3 wide, an I backfield behind Dashel Lowry. Brings McKinney in motion. We're going to give it to him, kind of a wingback trap. He's got a little room out across the 35, taken down from behind by Bergen Tetzloff after a nice gain of 6. 3rd and 4, to go here after the gain of 6 by McKinney. Coming in motion from that left slot, got the handoff, picked up some good yardage. 3rd and 4 from the 38. They've got to get to the 42. 3 wide again, and an H-back left. That's McKinney again. In the gun. Gonna fake the handoff to McKinney. No, they gave it to him. He's hit immediately by guess who? Bergen Tetzloff. It's going to be a loss of about 5 on the play, and it'll bring up 4th and 9. So they'll have to punt. Because Bergen was in there so quickly, I thought it must be a fake handoff, but it was not, and he takes him down immediately. Bergen Tetzloff's 130th tackle on the season. There's the punt. Short, high kick, end over end, bounces at the 45, takes a good T-bounce across the 35, across the 30, down at around the 28 rather. What a 37-yard punt. And it'll be 1st and 10 for the Bobcats on their own 27-yard line. Bobcats lead 6-0. I want to say thanks to Bose Construction, fine sponsor of high school sports here. So the Bobcats, a 65-yard scamper by Will Conrad on the first possession to score, and then they couldn't convert the extra point, lead 6-0. Harris, the H-back left, tight end left, Tetzloff, 2 wide receivers left for Anderson in the gun. Fakes the handoff, play action, looking to his left, now in trouble, rolling to his right, avoids pressure across the 30, cuts it across the 35, slips a tackle across the 40, out to the 42-yard line. A 14-yard gain for Gavin Anderson on a busted play. Looked like he was going to get sacked and somehow slipped out of it, picks up big yardage. Fresh set of downs for the Bobcats on the play. Coming up on 8 to play in this first quarter. 2nd possession already for the Bobcats as they hold the T area Titans to 3 and out on their first offensive possession. Inside 8 to play now. Anderson in the gun. Mason Mathis to his right. 2 wide receivers to his right. H-back left. Tight end right. Hands off. Mathis left side. Got some room out across the 45. Taken down at about the 48-yard line. And he's going to have a gain of about 5 or 6. I'm going to give him 6. 2nd and 4 coming up. Bielos with the tackle. And Bielos, 20 tackles coming into the game on the season. Would be his 21st. Coming up on 7 to play in the first quarter. 2nd and 4 for Brookings, approaching midfield here at the 48. Hockett in motion, left to right, now back to the left. Handoff right side, Mathis picking his way across midfield, lowering his shoulder. He's going to have the first down plus a couple more. Needed 4 and got 6. Into T territory, 1st and 10 Bobcats at the 46-yard line. Clock stops while they reset the chains at 6:57. Now they run it. The Bobcats, 1st and 10 on the 46 of T. I want to say thanks to Brookings Health System, sponsor of high school sports here on the Brookings Radio Sports Network. 2 wide to the left of Anderson, wide side of the field, far side. They move the H-back Harris right to left, as well as the tight end Tetzloff right to left. High snap, he pitches it out left side for Mathis. Mathis trying to get around the edge, he does! Across the 45 and slips a tackle, finally taken out of bounds on the far sideline around the 37-yard line. That would be a gain of 9 if that spot holds. They're going to put him at the 38, so a gain of 8, 2nd and 2 coming up. Tip of the ball right at the 38-yard line. They've got to get to the 36 for a first down. Nice run by Mathis. Getting around that left edge, picking up good yardage. Kubota, Farmers Implement, sponsor of high school sports here. We are inside 6 to play in the first quarter. Bobcats lead 6-0, 2 wide to the wide side of the field, the near side to the right of Anderson. Mathis to his right, H-back left, Harris. Fake the handoff, play action, rolling out to his right again is Anderson. Gonna run it. Got some room across the 35 and may have been horse collared. The flag is gonna come out. Taken out of bounds at the 25-yard line. That is a gain of 13 and we'll tack some on here. Like he got horse collared on the way out of bounds. Well, spotted at the 26, so a gain of 12, but there'll be more tacked on here at the end. Clock stopped at 5:31. As the referees talk about this, we'll await the call from our head referee, Brian Wedham. I think they're just trying to figure out the number to call it on. So they've got the spot. They know where to move the ball. Here's the call. Didn't catch the number, but an obvious horse collar call. So they move the ball now inside the 15 down to the 13, where it'll be 1st and 10 for the Bobcats. Well, the Bobcats up 6-0, threatening once again here in the first quarter. 5:31 to go. Looking to extend their early lead. Anderson in the gun, moves Harris, the H-back, left to right, and the tight end Tetzloff left to right. Wide receivers right. Hand off to Mathis right side. He's going to struggle forward, may have picked up a yard. Let's see if where the spot is, depending on the forward progress. The tackle was made by number 34, Parker Wilson. 22nd tackle of the year for Wilson, the linebacker. Coming up on 5 to play here. Bobcats with a 6-0 lead. No gain on that play, so 2nd and 10 from the 13 coming up. Wide receivers to the right of Anderson, the narrow side of the field, short side of the field. Mathis to his right in the backfield. There's the snap. Back to pass. Anderson goes the right side. It was intended for Tetzloff, I believe. I don't think Tetzloff really even saw it coming. So we're on the same page there. Incomplete. It'll be 3rd and 10. As you heard Coach Scott Fry in the pregame talking about containing Bergen Tetzloff. In that first game against T back on October 4th, he had 5 catches, 102 yards, and a touchdown. He hasn't had one yet in this game. Didn't need to have one on that first drive as Will Conrad jetted 65 yards to the house. He hasn't been in on this drive. It's been all Mason Mathis in the backfield. Dougie Thomas out wide to the far side, to the left of Anderson. In the slot is Hockett. Mathis, motion right. They faked a pitch to him, and keeping it is Anderson. He's going to pick up a yard left side. They did not fool the T defense on that at all. It's going to be 4th and 9, and we'll see the field goal team come on. Drew Johnson to kick. Blake Canagator, the snapper. On field goals, Gavin Anderson is the holder, and it'll be a 29-yard field goal attempt. Longest of the year for Drew Johnson is 35. So he certainly has the leg for this. Snap is good, hold is good, the kick has the distance, and it is good. 9-0 Brookings with 4:08 to go in the first quarter. The Bobcats will kick it back to T when we return in 30 seconds. This is Bobcats football, powered by Brookings Auto Mall and presented by Cubby Sports Bar and Grill on the Brookings Radio Sports Network.
Man, I loved playing high school sports growing up. And it's fun being a fan now, don't get me wrong, but Sitting in the stands feels like I'm missing out on all the action, you know? I wanted to get back in the game, so I signed up to be a high school official. It takes me back to my playing days. I'm supporting students, and I get paid to make the big calls. Do you want to see the game up close? Sign up to become an official in South Dakota at highschoolofficials.com.
Bobcats football powered by Brookings Auto Mall and presented by Cubby Sports Bar and Grill. First quarter that's taken some time here. We've got 4:08 left yet in the first quarter. Bobcats have had two possessions and they've scored on each. A touchdown on the first one, 65-yard run from Will Conrad, and a 29-yard field goal on the second possession from Drew Johnson. So a two-score game here and 4:08 to go in the first quarter. Kick from Drew is deep inside the 5 at about the 2. Taken across the 10, across the 15, and hit and taken down at about the 19-yard line by Gabriel Stern. Was the deep man for the T-Titans, Cole McKinney. So the T-Titans offense about to come back out. We do have an injured T-Titan near the 20-yard line. He'll be looked at by a trainer. Hopefully he's okay. Don't have a number on the injured player, but laying again at about the 20-yard line. And while they tend to him, we will take a quick 30-second break. Bobcats football. Bobcats leading 9-0 here in the first quarter. 4:02 to go. T-ball, 1st and 10 from their own 20 when we come back in 30 seconds. Bobcats football powered by Brookings Auto Mall and presented by Cubby Sports Bar and Grill on the Brookings Radio Sports Network.
I love playing sports, especially for my school. And that's because school sports are special. It's where it's safe to fail. It's where we're taught resilience, where our fear becomes confidence. It's where we learn to get back up after every fall. School sports are where 7.8 million students go from I can't to I can.
This message presented by the STHSAA and the South Dakota Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
Bobcats football, as T has the ball now, 1st and 10 on their own 20. It was Cole McKinney, the return man, number 14, who was injured. 553 yards rushing and 5 touchdowns on the year. 115 yards receiving and a touchdown as well. So a key player for T goes down. We'll see if he comes back. Handoff left side. That was for Tyler Reed, who was hit. Struggles forward somehow. And is across the 25 to the 26. The Brookings Bobcats saying the ball came out and they recovered it. But the referee saying that Reed was down first. And they're going to spot the ball at about the 24-yard line. So a gain of 4. And it'll be 2nd and 6. Looked like Reed was going to be stopped for no gain or maybe a short gain, but somehow ground out 4 yards on the run. Inside 3.5 to play now here in the first quarter. Lowry under center. Goes with a trap play. Avoids a tackle in the backfield by Josiah Thomas. Out across the 25, out to about the 28 or the 29-yard line. It'll be a 4 or 5 yard gain. They're going to put it on the 29, so a 5-yard gain. 3rd and 1 coming up. Gabriel Stern with the tackle. Second leading tackler on the team. Came into the game with 103 tackles on the season. So Bobcats, 2 defenders over 100 tackles on the year. Lowry. He rides the running back, gives him the ball. Running back bouncing off players left and right. Carter Brown is going to be out across the 40 to the 43. That's a gain of 14. It was kind of a read option, and Lowry left the ball, or left his hands kind of against the body of Carter Brown for a really long time. Finally, Carter just took it away and ran for 14. Fresh set of downs for the T-Titans. First down of the ball game, their second possession. Handoff, left side Carter, going to try to escape the tackle, won't be able to do so. First one there was Gabriel Stern. Got help from Blake Candigator as well. So a few tackles already for Gabriel Stern on the night. 2nd and 9 coming up after the gain of 1 by Brown there. Cole McKinney coming back out, good to see. Like he was holding his left arm from my vantage point. I don't have confirmation on that. I want to say thanks to Stony Brook Sweets, fine sponsor of high school sports here. Inside 2 minutes to play, first quarter, 9-0 Brookings, 2nd and 9 for T. Hand off to McKinney on the trap play, trying to avoid tackle. Does! Across the 45, escapes another tackler across midfield, across the 45 of Brookings, down to the 43. 13-yard scamper by McKinney coming out of that left slot position. It's a little trap handoff, and he had some room, made some room as well, made 2 tacklers miss. Jump cuts by McKinney, effective. Pretty good athlete. You can see why he's got 5 rushing touchdowns on the season. Under center. And they hand it off this time. Left side to the right, slot back. Gabriel Stern comes in. Tackles for no gain. Number 23, Cade Korleski on the carry. It's going to be 2nd and 10 coming up. Gabriel Stern all over the field here early for the Bobcats on defense. We tick inside a minute to play here in quarter number 1. The Bobcats leading by 2 scores, 9-0. Touchdown, missed extra point or a failed conversion. They didn't get the kickoff, bad snap. And then they got the 29-yard field goal from Drew Johnson to make it 9-0. Touchdown was a 65-yard run for Will Conrad, running away from the pack. I backfield behind the quarterback. Pitches right side, got it to Korleski. A little room, hits at the 40, struggles forward with a couple of tacklers grabbing onto him, but he gets all the way to the 35. That's a gain of 8. It'll bring up 3rd and 2. Nice gain by Korleski on that play. Just saw a hole, jetted through it, and then once he got hit, he carried a couple of tacklers for an extra couple of yards. So big 3rd down coming up here. T does not have to run a play. It doesn't look like they will. That'll be it for the first quarter. We'll flip ends and start the second quarter. 3rd and 2 from the Brookings 35 for T when we start the second quarter in 60 seconds. This is Bobcat Football, powered by Brookings Auto Mall and presented by Cubby Sports Bar and Grill on the Brookings Radio Sports Network.
In school sports, it's easy to see the wins, the moments that make headlines. But there's so much work that goes unseen for any of it to happen. My name is Phil Risen, and I'm the Executive Director of the National Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association. Throughout the country, athletic administrators dedicate countless hours to making life-changing opportunities possible for student athletes through sports. Their sacrifice is fueled by the belief that every student can grow and deserves their time to shine. On behalf of the NIAAA, we want to thank every athletic administrator for your tireless dedication to providing 7.8 million students across the country a path to a better future.
This message presented by the NIAAA, the National Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
Bobcats football powered by Brookings Auto Mall and presented by Cubby Sports Bar and Grill on the Brookings Radio Sports Network. After 1 quarter of play, Bobcats leading 9-0 over the T Titans. And it is T-ball, 3rd and 2 from the 35 of Brookings. They need 2 yards to convert, get a fresh set of downs, probably in 4-down territory as well. A little bit of an extended break here as we've got TV media timeout, I believe. So we're just about to get started here. 12 minutes up on the clock for the second quarter. T, 3rd and 2. Ball on the 35 of the Brookings Bobcats. They go with 2 wide, 2 H-backs. And Dashiell Lowry under center. Tyler Reed, the running back, behind him. Gonna pitch it out to Reed right side. He's got plenty of room. The first down out across the 30, across the 25, finally dragged down by Will Conrad at the 21 with help from Charlie Bisgard. They'll give him the 22. That'll be a gain of 13 on 3rd and 2. And the Titans convert the 3rd and short, and they're in business just about to the red zone. Ball on the 22 of Brookings. I want to say thanks to Bauer Services, sponsor of high school sports here. Coming up on 11.5 to play in the first half here. Lowry under center. Going to hand it off right up the gut, right side. Plenty of room for the running back Reed across the 15 down to the 12. That'll be a gain of about 10. That'll be a fresh set of downs if they give him the spot, and they do, and it will be. Conrad, after getting in on the tackle, a little shaken up maybe looks like, but looks like he's going to stay out there. 11:20 and counting to go here in this first half. The best offensive drive for T as they're down in the red zone. 1st and 10 from the 12 of Brookings. Wide receiver to either side and an eye backfield behind Lowry. Gonna go at the trap, and they, just about broke it. Nice recognition by Phoenix Sather, taking down the runner across the 10 to the 9-yard line. And then as McKinney, once again, he's gotten some usage here in this first half. Gain of about 3, but it looked like he might pop that into the end zone. So 2nd and 7 coming up. Nice job by Phoenix Sather. Had a good year as well, 54 tackles coming into the ball game. Younger brother Cash filled in admirably last week for Gabriel Stern, who was out for FFA. He was out of state. Got Gabriel back. Hand off to Brown. He's going to be taken down from behind by Egan Jensen at the 6 after a gain of 3. It'll be 3rd and about 4 coming up. So the ball at the 6. They've got to get to the 2 for a fresh set of downs. I want to say thanks to Anderson Insurance, sponsor of high school sports here. Bobcats leading 9-0. Inside 10 to play in the second quarter. T threatening. 3rd and 4 from the 6 of Brookings. 2 wide receivers, 2 H-backs. The running back is Reed. Going to pitch it out left side to Reed. He gets it turned back in, finds some room up the center. He's going to be near a first down. I think he got just what he needed. Nice job by the right end there. Candigator turning that play in, but then Reed read it. Got all the way to the 2, what he needed for a first down, so it's 1st and goal from the 2 for T. Nice redirect by Tyler Reed. Didn't have anything going around the left edge, cut it upfield and picked up 4. 9:20 to go in the first quarter. Lowry fakes the handoff right, keeps it. He's going to have a pretty easy path into the end zone. So Dashiell Lowry makes it 9-6. He's got 6 touchdowns through the air on the year. And that one on the ground, and it makes it a 1-score game, 9-6. And T goes with the off-balance set. They'll bring all the players bunched out to the far side of the field back in to get set up for the extra point. Marshall Smythe, the kicker. It's a high snap, grabbed, and the kick is going to be good. 9-7. So the T Titans tighten the lead from 9-0 to 9-7, and they will kick it back to Brookings when we return in 30 seconds. This is Bobcats football, powered by Brookings Auto Mall, presented by Cubby Sports Bar and Grill on the Brookings Radio Sports Network.
School sports are played by humans, coached by humans, and officiated by humans. So the next time you're sitting in the stands at a school athletic event, please remember this and maintain your humanity, especially when it comes to judging and critiquing athletes, coaches, and officials. Please show your fellow humans some respect. They'll appreciate your empathy.
This message presented by the STHSAA and the South Dakota Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
Bobcats football here on K-Country 102.3 FM, KCountry102.com. You can stream the video feed along with the call on the Brookings High School YouTube page as well. Marshall Smythe has it teed up for T as they cut into the lead. Now it's just a 2-point lead for Brookings, 9-7. Deep, low kick taken at the 6 by Dougie Thomas. Hands it off for Schulte out across the 20. Makes the tackler miss across the 25, taken down at around the 28. We've got a flag down back at around the 12. I believe we had one come in from the far side of the field as well. I may have imagined that. Something flew in from that sideline over there. Well, we do have a flag back on the 12-yard line. We'll get the call from our head referee, Brian Wedham. He handed it forward. Didn't notice that when it happened. I don't know if it mattered if as long as you didn't leave your hand. Is that still not a handoff? I guess not. So they'll lose the yardage, and they'll start deep in their own territory. 1st and 10 for the Bobcats. Ball back on their own 7-yard line, where the handoff took place. Well, the Bobcats starting deep in their own territory. Gavin Anderson and the troops back out there, 2 wide to the near side of the field, to the left of Anderson. On the wide side of the field, there's the snap. Hand off to Conrad. He's got room. Cuts it up across the 15, lowers his shoulder. Finally going to be driven back. First one there to hit him was number 10, Griffin Wiebinga. When he got what he needed for the first down, 10-yard gain. As Will Conrad has been effective on the ground here tonight, as has Mason Mathis coming in and spelling him on the previous drive. Conrad, 65-yard touchdown run in that first quarter on the first drive of the ball game. He's in there to the right of Anderson, 2 wide to the right. There's the snap, hands off to Conrad. Room again, cuts it out across the 30, loses the ball, and T may have come up with it at the 25-yard line. We're awaiting the official call, and T does come up with it. T gets the turnover. Conrad was running well and had some room there, but gets hit and the ball pops out, and T falls on it. And just like that, the momentum in the favor of the T Titans. They just cut it 9-7. Now they've got the ball in great field position. 1st and 10 on the 26 of Brookings. 3 wide for the Titans. 2 to the left, 1 to the right for Lowry. And he has a low snap. It's on the turf. He goes and picks it up, runs to his right, throws, and has his man inside the 5. As Bisgard was late catching up, that is in completion to Griffin Wiebinga at the 2-yard line. 24-yard gain on what looked like it was going to be a busted play. Went to the turf. He picked it up, ran to his right, set up, and threw it inside the 5 to the 2. 1st and goal for the T Titans, threatening to take the lead here. They were down 2 scores in the first quarter. Carter Brown, the running back behind Lowry. Hands off to Brown, right side, hit, struggling forward, and he got over the goal line. 2-yard run for Carter Brown, and T is up 13-9 with the extra point pending. 8:17 to go in this first quarter, and the momentum has swung firmly in the favor of the T Titans. Turnovers have haunted the Bobcats all season long, and you don't want them to rear their head in a playoff situation, and they did that here. They've done that here early tonight. Served up a short field to the T Titans, and they made them pay. Marshall Smythe back out there. And the kick is going to be no good off the right upright. So a break for the Bobcats. It remains a 13-9 game. Both teams have failed to convert on an extra point. 13-9, T with the lead. They'll kick it back to Brookings in 30 seconds when we return. This is Bobcats football, powered by Brookings Auto Mall and presented by Cubby's Sports Bar and Grill on the Brookings Radio Sports Network.
Man, I loved playing high school sports growing up. And it's fun being a fan now, don't get me wrong, but sitting in the stands feels like I'm missing out on all the action, you know? I wanted to get back in the game, so I signed up to be a high school official. It takes me back to my playing days. I'm supporting students, and I get paid to make the big calls. Do you want to see the game up close? Sign up to become an official in South Dakota at highschoolofficials.com.
So now 13 unanswered points for T, and they lead 13-9 over the Brookings Bobcats, and they'll kick it back to Brookings. Marshall Smythe has it teed up on the 40, center of the field. Ben Schulte and Dougie Thomas, the deep men, standing on about their own 7-yard line. Schulte, number 42, Dougie Thomas, number 3. It's a high kick, and Dougie will run under it at the 8. Runs right up the center of the field, zigging, zagging, got some room across the 25, out across the 30, makes a man miss, out to the 35. They'll give him the 36-yard line. 28-yard return on the kick by Dougie Thomas and the Bobcats trying to recapture the momentum here. And we've got another flag back on about the 27-yard line, between the 27 and the 28. And it looks like it's going to go against Brookings again. Like they had something good going and they shoot themselves in the foot. Penalties and turnovers this point of the season can just kill you. And it was a late one after the play by Cash Sather. The 6', 180-pound junior played well last week. Commits a penalty here. So the Bobcats backed up now on their own 20. Too wide to the right of Anderson, the far side of the field. And running back to his right. High snap, he goes, gets it to Schulte. Schulte out across the 25, picking his way out near the 30. He's going to be all over a first down. We'll await the official spot. They're not even going to spot it. They are just going to say he got it. He got the tip of the ball to the 30, which is right what he needed for a first down. So nice run by Ben Schulte. Just kind of weaving his way for 10 yards. We're inside 8 to play here in the first half. Want to say thanks to Rickus Nelson. Too wide to the far side of the field, the wide side to the right of Anderson. H-back left, running back to his right. Can hand it off to Schulte again. He runs between two blockers, hit, spun around, try to back his way further away from the 35. He's out to the 37. That's a gain of 7. It'll be 2nd and 3. So the three-headed monster running backs for the Bobcats have run well tonight. Conrad, the 65-yard touchdown run. He was running well, fumbled on the previous possession, which set up the T-Titans to score and take the lead 13-9. And Mason Mathis has run well tonight also. Haven't thrown the ball much. I imagine they're going to try to get Bergen Tetzloff involved somehow at some point. Anderson in the gun. Schulte to his left. He brings a man in motion left to right. And a little jet sweep. And cutting up across the 40. Stiff-arming tacklers, making tacklers mess. Out to the 44 is number 14, Ezra Item. It's going to be a gain of 7. That'll move the sticks for the Bobcats. Fresh set, 1st and 10 from the 44. Approaching midfield here. I want to say thanks to Cook's Waste Paper, sponsor of high school sports here. The Bobcats looking to get the momentum back here. 6.5 to play in the first half. Anderson in the gun, too wide to his left. Schulte in the backfield with him. Hands it off to Schulte right up the gut. Hit and taken down immediately. He may have gotten back to the line of scrimmage. Going to give him forward progress to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up. He was hit as soon as he got that ball in his hands. I want to say thanks to Brookings School District for being a sponsor of high school sports here. Inside 6 to play. Anderson in the gun. There's the snap. Back to pass. Flushed up into the pocket. He's going to tuck it and run. Avoids a tackle out across the 45. Makes another tackler miss across midfield, across the 45 to the 44. That would be a 12-yard game, but we've got a flag in the backfield of the Bobcats once again, laying between the 40 and the 41. It looks like that'll come back. Well, the Bobcats hurting themselves with penalties here in this second quarter. That'll negate a nice play. That's going to be on Andrew Hahn, one of the captains, the left guard, number 50. So instead of a fresh set of downs in T territory, it's going to be 2nd and long, ball back on their own 34. Second and 20, 5.5 to go here in the first half. I want to say thanks to Hometown Tire and Service, another fine sponsor of high school sports here. Too wide to the near side of the field, the wide side for Anderson to his left. Now he shifts H-back and tight end to the left. There's the snap, fakes the handoff, throws it out, has it to his man. That is Harris across the 40, 45, 50 down the near sideline. It's a foot race. He's going to try to cut it in and runs into a tackler and drags him inside the 10. Out of bounds, going to be taken down finally by number 10, Griffin Wiebinga. $57-yard gain. Just like that, the Bobcats are in business, first and goal on the 9-yard line of the T-Titans. What a swing that was. Harris just slipped out from the H-back spot, was wide open, just a pass out in the flat. More of a swing pass than a screen, but it picks up big yards for the Bobcats. Anderson, hands off. Schulte reading his blocks, cutting it outside, trying to get the edge. He does! He's in for the touchdown! 9-yard run for Ben Schulte. He just read his blocks and then cut it outside and beat everybody to the pylon. And the Bobcats, just like that, back on top, 15-13 with the extra point pending to make it a field goal game. Wow. Big swings in this one here early. Bobcats up 9-0, 13 unanswered by T, and now the Bobcats strike back. Drew Johnson on to kick. Cannigator, the snapper, gets it to Anderson, the holder, and the kicker is Drew Johnson. It goes inside the left upright, and it's going to be 16-13. Brookings takes back the lead, 4:53 to go in this first half. Brookings will kick it back to T when we come back in 30 seconds. This is Bobcats football, powered by Brookings Auto Mall and presented by Cubby Sports Bar and Grill on the Brookings Radio Sports Network.
I love playing sports, especially for my school. And that's because school sports are special. It's where it's safe to fail. It's where we're taught resilience, where our fear becomes confidence. It's where we learn to get back up after every fall. School sports are where 7.8 million students go from I can't to I can.
This message presented by the STHSAA and the South Dakota Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
Bobcats football on the Brookings Radio Sports Network. Brookings about to kick it back to T here. 4:53 to go in the first half. 16-13. Bobcats with the lead back. 57-yard pass from Anderson to Harris, set it up, and then a 9-yard run for the score from Ben Schulte, getting around the right edge. Johnson has it teed up on the 40. Finally, the Bobcats get their 11th player out there. Right before the kick, that's Jaden Hale just out there. And it's kicked by Johnson to the left, taken by McKinney at the 8 off a bounce. Runs up the right side, going to be taken down. Ben Schulte has a hold of his left ankle and just holds on until McKinney falls to the turf at the 17. About a 9-yard return on the return for McKinney. They'll give him the 18, so it'll be a 10-yard return. 4:47 to go in the first half. Appreciate you joining us here. I want to say thanks to DeGroot for District 7 House, sponsor of high school sports here on the Brookings Radio Sports Network. A wide receiver to either side for Lowry and an I backfield behind him. It's going to go to McKinney on the trap from the left slot, and not much doing as he's taken down. Tetzloff was there. Cannigator was there as well. Tetzloff came into the game with 128 tackles. Tremendous season. Not sure if he's a better linebacker or a tight end. Tremendous athlete, and they've got another year of him. Wide receiver to either side, H-back either way. Brown, the running back, behind Lowry. And hand it off to Brown, left side. No, Lowry kept it, now pitches it out on the option. And he has his man out across the 25, out across the 30, and struggles through a tackle, finally taken out of bounds on the far sideline. At about the 32-yard line, that'll be a gain of 14 for Tyler Reed. Nice fake as they look like they were just handing it off to Brown. Lowry hangs onto that ball. He puts it in the stomach of the running back, Brown, and just keeps his hands on the ball for a really long time and made that decision late kept it and then pitches it on the option for Reed for a big gain. Ball on the 33, so a 15-yard gain. Handoff to Reed, left side. Hit, spun around and taken down at the 35. Gabriel Stern there, also Josiah Thomas helping him out. Gain of about 2 brings up 2nd and 8. Coming up on 3.5 to play here. So 2nd and 8 coming up here. Inside 3.5 to go. Handoff right side for Reed. Going to be hit by several defenders. And we've got a little late action now, some flags flying in. As Cadigator was there, Tetzloff was there. And let's see, it looks like Tetzloff a little slow to get up. And he is limping on his left leg just a little bit here. Hopefully he's all right. He's as tough as they come, so it looks like he's going to stay out there. We'll await the official call here by our head referee, Brian Wedham. Looks like it's going to be a personal foul of some sort. It looks like it's going to go against T. Looks like it was on the offense. I think he said 53. That's the center, Kingston Nyberg. So that's going to back the T-Titans up. Not sure if the microphone's not working, if Brian Wedham forgot to turn it on or what's happening, but I think he said 53. So 3rd and 20, or 2nd and 20 rather. No, 3rd and 20. They've got it wrong on the board. And they're going to, it's a snap to Lowry, rolling to his right. It looked like he was going to try to throw it back to his left. The Bobcats were not fooled, so Lowry just kind of has to dirt it. An incomplete pass. Nice job by the Bobcats defense. Heads up play. And they force the T-Titans to punt. So the penalty cost the Titans. And the Bobcats finding that refreshing. They've hurt themselves with some penalties here in the second quarter. Schulte and Thomas, the deep men. Thomas on the 45. Schulte now moves up to the 45. Short. End over end kick. Bounces across the 45. Takes a good T-bounce. Across the 50 to the 46. 31-yard punt, and the Bobcats will have fantastic field position. 1st and 10 on their own 46 to start this drive with 2:55 to go. And try to run some clock and maybe come up with some points here before halftime. T will receive the opening kick to the second half as they deferred after winning the toss. So the Bobcats looking to extend this 3-point lead here. 16-13 Brookings, 2:55 to go in this first half. Here comes the snap. Anderson with the handoff to Conrad. Got some room, cuts it up, and lowers his shoulder at midfield. Gets right to the 50. A gain of 4. 2nd and 6 coming up. Conrad has run well. Did have that fumble, which led to the T touchdown, the second one, to make it 13-9. Now the Bobcats have scored since and have made it 16-13. So the ball right at midfield. 2nd and 4. Hockett, the slot man to the right, to the wide side of the field for Anderson. Dougie Thomas out wide. Now Hockett in motion right to left. He'll circle behind the quarterback and go back right. Hand off Conrad left side, lowers his shoulder to about the 46. It'll bring up 3rd and about 2 after another gain of 4 for Will Conrad. He's got to be approaching 100 yards already. He had the 65-yard run in the first quarter on the first drive. Take a look at the official stats at halftime. So it's 3rd and 2. Bobcats trying to convert here. 2 wide receivers to the left, the short side of the field. Handoff. Conrad left side across the 45, put his foot in the dirt. Across the 40 to the 39, a gain of 7. And the clock will stop with 1:35 to go as they reset the sticks. And it'll be a fresh set for Brookings. Ball at the 34 of T. Bobcats huddling up. They do have 3 timeouts left. They huddle quickly. 2 wide to the short side to the left of Anderson again. Conrad to his left. H-back Harris to the right, as is the tight end Tetzloff. Handoff left side, Conrad running behind his blocks, lowering his shoulder, and finding room all the way to the 30. Be a gain of about 9. It'll be 2nd and 1 coming up here. And the Bobcats, not sure if they're going to use a timeout. Doesn't look like they will just yet. As we approach a minute to go, it'll be 2nd and 1. They're huddling up on their own 40. Need to show some urgency here. And they're still huddled. Finally break the huddle. Thomas out wide to the wide side of the field to the right of Anderson. In the slot is Hockett. Mathis to the right of Anderson. Here's Mathis in motion out of the backfield. Now he hands it off to him. He cuts it back left across the 30. Hits, spun around to about the 25. That'll be a gain of 5. They'll stop the clock momentarily while they reset the sticks. And I was wondering if the Bobcats were going to use their timeout, and they will. Bobcats use their first timeout. They've got 2 left now. 39 seconds to go. 1st and 10 from the 25 of T when we come back in 30 seconds. This is Bobcats football, powered by Brookings Auto Mall and presented by Cubby's Sports Bar and Grill on the Brookings Radio Sports Network.
School sports are played by humans, coached by humans, and officiated by humans. So the next time you're sitting in the stands at a school athletic event, please remember this and maintain your humanity, especially when it comes to judging and critiquing athletes, coaches, and officials. Please show your fellow humans some respect. They'll appreciate your empathy.
This message presented by the STHSAA and the South Dakota Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
Out of the timeout, 39 seconds to go. Bobcats with a 1st and 10 at the 25 of T. Bobcats with a 16-13 lead, trying to come up with some points here before halftime. They've been running the ball well. Will Conrad has got to be all over 100 yards if he's not already over. But again, the clock against them right now, 39 seconds to go. 2 wide to the wide side of the field to the right of Anderson. He moves the H-back Harris to the right, as well as Tetzloff, the tight end. Fakes the handoff, play action, goes over the middle deep, has Thomas, who takes it into the end zone as he beats Carter Christensen over the middle. 25-yard touchdown strike from Gavin Anderson, a beautiful throw. Dougie Thomas ran right under it and takes it into the end zone. Bobcats up 22-13, the extra point coming up. Drew Johnson on to kick it to try to make it 23-13, a big score for Brookings just before half. Snap is good, hold is good, and the kick is good. 23-13 Brookings. So they led 9-0, gave up 13 unanswered, and now have scored 14 unanswered. 33 seconds to go. Brookings will kick it back to T when we come back in 30 seconds. This is Brookings football, powered by Brookings Auto Mall and presented by Cubby's Sports Bar and Grill on the Brookings Radio Sports Network.
Man, I loved playing high school sports growing up. And it's fun being a fan now, don't get me wrong, but sitting in the stands feels like I'm missing out on all the action, you know? I wanted to get back in the game, so I signed up to be a high school official. It takes me back to my playing days. I'm supporting students, and I get paid to make the big calls. Do you want to see the game up close? Sign up to become an official in South Dakota at highschoolofficials.com.
Bobcats football on the Brookings Radio Sports Network. 33 seconds to play here in the first half. 23-13 Brookings. Now Drew Johnson will have it teed up on the 40, puts it on the left hash. Cole McKinney, the deep man, standing on about his own 7-yard line. Comes the kick from Drew Johnson. A low kick, bounces inside the 15, inside the 5, down to the 3, taken by McKinney. Out across the 10, spins away. Schulte did finally get him. He tried to spin away from Ben Schulte, got the hit on him, and he spun down at about the 12. It's about a 9-yard return on the kick. 1st and 10 for T on the 13. 28 seconds to play in this first half. Halftime, we'll take a look at official stats. Appreciate Pete Roberts and the gang from T are keeping those, and they'll bring them over to me. We'll take a look at some scores, other playoff scores going on around South Dakota during our halftime as well. 28 seconds away from that. In the gun is Lowry. Hands it off for Reed. Reed trying to get around the left edge. He does it across the 15. Taken down by Tetzloff across the 20 to the 21. Tetzloff is shaken up. After he make that tackle, he gets up a little gingerly, and he just doesn't look quite right. It's a gain of about 8 there. 2nd and 2 coming up. And that's going to do it. And we'll get another playoff. So the Bobcats will take a 10-point lead into the locker room at the break. 23-13 Brookings. T will receive the second half opening kickoff in just a bit. We'll take a 5-minute break. We'll take a look at some official stats coming up. We'll take a look at some scores and other playoff games going on around South Dakota during your halftime show when we come back in 5 minutes. This is Bobcats football, powered by Brookings Auto Mall and presented by Cubby's Sports Bar and Grill on the Brookings Radio Sports Network.
In school sports, it's easy to see the wins, the moments that make headlines. But there's so much work that goes unseen for any of it to happen. My name is Phil Risen, and I'm the Executive Director of the National Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association. Throughout the country, athletic administrators dedicate countless hours to making life-changing opportunities possible for student athletes through sports. Their sacrifice is fueled by the belief that every student can grow and deserves their time to shine. On behalf of the NIAAA, we want to thank every athletic administrator for your tireless dedication to providing 7.8 million students across the country a path to a better future.
This message presented by the NIAAA, the National Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
Where do my friends and other students find their voice? We find our voice through the performing arts, along with millions of other high school students. By expressing yourself in a role on stage, through an instrument, or at the debate podium, the performing arts give us freedom to find ourselves, to find our place. The stage is where I can play, perform, and compete with my friends.
This message is brought to you by the NFHS and the South Dakota High School Activities Association, proudly overseeing music, speech, debate, theater, visual arts, journalism, and student council in South Dakota.
Man, I loved playing high school sports growing up. And it's fun being a fan now, don't get me wrong, but sitting in the stands feels like I'm missing out on all the action, you know? I wanted to get back in the game, so I signed up to be a high school official. It takes me back to my playing days. I'm supporting students, and I get paid to make the big calls. Do you want to see the game up close? Sign up to become an official in South Dakota at highschoolofficials.com.
I love playing sports, especially for my school. And that's because school sports are special. It's where it's safe to fail. It's where we're taught resilience, where our fear becomes confidence. It's where we learn to get back up after every fall. School sports are where 7.8 million students go from I can't to I can.
This message presented by the STHSAA and the South Dakota Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
You guys just didn't want it bad enough. That should have been an easy win. What were you doing out there? You gotta hustle. You could have made that play if you'd been open.
On the car ride home after the game, when you think you're helping by telling me what I did wrong and what I need to work on, all I hear is that I'm not good enough, that I'm supposed to be perfect, that it's not okay to lose. On the car ride home, all I need to hear is how much you love me and enjoy watching me play, that my worth isn't determined by my performance, that even on my worst day, I am worthy, that you see me learning, growing, and doing my best. And that is enough.
This message presented by the STHSAA and the South Dakota Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
School sports are played by humans, coached by humans, and officiated by humans. So the next time you're sitting in the stands at a school athletic event, please remember this and maintain your humanity, especially when it comes to judging and critiquing athletes, coaches, and officials. Please show your fellow humans some respect. They'll appreciate your empathy.
This message presented by the STHSAA and the South Dakota Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
We are the NFHS. That stands for the National Federation of State High School Associations. But really, what we stand for, together with the SDHSAA, are the 29,000 high school sports and performing arts students in South Dakota. And so, we stand. We stand for the runners, debate team members, and basketball players. We stand for their coaches, officials, and adjudicators. We stand for the drummers, football players, and actors. We stand for the golfers, singers, and swimmers. We stand as the national leader and advocate for these essential activities and all who participate in them and make them possible. Because it is our purpose to ensure
Bobcats football
that high school
powered by
students
Brookings
get to
Auto Mall,
play,
presented by Cubby
perform,
Sports Bar and
and
Grill. Let's
compete
take a look at the
together.
first half stats.
To learn more
First
about
for
who we are
the
and what we
T
stand for,
Titans. They were
visit
led by Dashiell Lowry through the air.
nfhs.org.
Obviously, he's the quarterback, 1 for 2, 24 yards, so just one completion. In that first half, he had just 4 in that first game against the Bobcats back on October 4th as well. Did have 2 touchdowns, though. On the ground for the T-Titans, they were led by Tyler Reed, 9 rushes for 59 yards. Carter Brown had 3 for 19 yards and a touchdown. Cole McKinney, 5 rushes for 17 yards. And Cade Korleski, 4 rushes for 14 yards on the night so far. The defense, Griffin Wiebiga led the way with, let's see here, 7 total tackles, rather. 4 for Chase DeBoer, as well as Parker Wilson, and 3 for Cade Korleski in that first half. Then for the Bobcats, Gavin Anderson, 3 of 4 through the air, 89 yards and a touchdown. Get that one over the middle to Dougie Thomas with 33 seconds to go in that first half to take a 23-13 lead for Brookings into the locker room. On the ground, Will Conrad was over 100 yards, 9 rushes for 111 yards and a touchdown. His longest was 65 yards. That was the touchdown on the first drive. His average from scrimmage, 12.3 yards rushing. Receiving for the Bobcats, Jay Harris, 1 catch for 57 yards. Dougie Thomas, 1 catch for 25 yards, that touchdown just before half. And Ezra Idem has a catch for 7 yards as well. On the defense for the Bobcats, they were led by Gabriel Stern, 7 tackles. Bergen Tetzloff had 6, Owen Hoppy 3, and Phoenix Sather 3 in that first half for the Brookings Bobcats. It all added up to 23 for Brookings and 13 for T. We'll take another break here, 4 minutes, and we'll take a look at some other scores going on in playoffs throughout South Dakota high school football in 4 minutes as we continue the halftime show. It's Bobcats football, powered by Brookings Auto Mall and presented by Cubby Sports Bar and Grill on the Brookings Radio Sports Network. Bobcats football powered by Brookings Auto Mall and presented by Cubby's Sports Bar and Grill. The Bobcats lead at halftime 23-13 over T here at Dana J. Dykehouse Stadium. And T will receive the opening kick to the second half in just a little bit here. Let's take a look at some scores going on and the rest of our playoff action tonight in South Dakota high school football. In 11 AA, the number 1 seed Yankton winning at home at Crane Youngworth Field 13-0 over Aberdeen Central. That one at halftime. The number 2 seed is up easily over Huron 28-0. That one at halftime in Watertown as well. And the number 4 and 5 seeds playing Pierre, the number 4 seed, against number 5 Spearfish. That's at Hollister Field in Pierre. Pierre up easily 40-12 in that one as they're all over Spearfish. And that one just about 7 minutes left in the fourth quarter. So it looks like Pierre is going to get a win, and it's looking like, barring something pretty crazy in the second half in that Watertown-Huron game, that whoever wins this game is going to play at Watertown next week as well. In 11 AAA, Brandon Valley, the number 1 seed, up big over Sioux Falls, Washington, 35-6, with about 11 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. Number 2 seed, Sioux Falls Lincoln, won easily over Rapid City Central, 44-0. That one is a final. The number 3 seed, Harrisburg, beat up on Roosevelt earlier as well. 63-6 was the final in that one. The number 4 seed, Sioux Falls Jefferson, up 17-0 over number 5 seed O'Gorman at halftime right now as well. 11A, Sioux Falls Christian up big, 28-8 over Rapid City Christian at halftime. The number 2 seed Del Rapids up 14-0 over the 5 seed Dakota Valley at halftime as well. The number 3 seed Lennox all over Canton, 27-0 at halftime. The number 4 seed West Central beating Madison 14-0. That one 11 minutes to go in the third quarter. 11B, the number 1 seed winner, was the winner, 44-0 over Woonsocket Wessington Springs. Sanborn Central, the 5 seed, again 44-0 the final. Sioux Valley beat up on Mobridge Pollock as well, 41-7. They're the number 2 seed. They'll move on. Number 4 seed Mount Vernon Plankinton is beating St. Thomas More. 4 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. 34-25 the score. Mount Vernon Plankinton the lead. St. Thomas More with the ball. That one getting kind of interesting. Elk Point Jefferson, the number 3 seed, winning easily over Clark Willow Lake, 41-8 with 3 minutes to go in the fourth quarter in that one. 9AA. Number 1 seed Parkston beating Leola Frederick 18-6 with a minute to go in the second quarter. The number 2 seed Hamlin doubling up Viborg Hurley right now 28-14 with less than a minute to go in the second quarter. The number 3 seed Elkton Lake Benton in a close one, 19-14. They lead over Hanson with 2 minutes left in the third quarter. Number 5 seed Hill City is trailing Marion Freeman Academy 22-6 at halftime. So an upset possibly brewing there. 9A. Number 1 seed Howard beating up on Ipswich 54-0. Warner, they're the number 3 seed. Let's do the 2 seed first. Go in order. Wall is the number 2 seed. They're beating Castlewood 37-6 with 6 minutes to go in the first half. Then Warner, they're up 23-0 over Phillip at halftime. 4 seed Wolsey Wessington doubled up Dupree. That one a final 56-28. 9B. Number 1 seed Avon and Canastota tied right now at 8 in the third quarter. 10 minutes left in the third. Number 2 Faulkton tied as well with Coleman Egan. 14s apiece with under a minute to go in the second quarter. So some possible big upsets brewing as the number 1 seed could go down in the second round in 9B. Let's see here. The 3rd seed Del Rapids St. Mary won easily 36-0 over Kadoka. Sully Buttes, the number 4 seed, beating Corsica Stickney, the 5 seed, 36-6 with 2 minutes left in the fourth quarter in that one. That's a look at our scores going on around the state in South Dakota high school football. We'll have the second half of this one. The Bobcats lead 23-13 over T. T will get the opening kickoff to the second half in a couple of minutes. We'll take a 2-minute break, and we'll be back with the second half next. It's Bobcats football, powered by Brookings Auto Mall and presented by Cubby Sports Bar and Grill on the Brookings Radio Sports Network.
Where do my friends and other students find their voice? We find our voice through the performing arts, along with millions of other high school students. By expressing yourself
Bobcats
in a role
football
on
powered
stage,
by Brookings Auto
through
Mall
an
and presented
instrument,
by Cubby's Sports Bar and Grill, moments away from the start of the second half. The Bobcats will be kicking, T will be receiving, and the Bobcats lead 23-13. That score just before half was absolutely huge for Brookings. From 25 yards out, touchdown strike to Dougie Thomas. His one catch of the game, and it was a big one to pay dirt to give the Bobcats a two-score lead, 23-13. It's been a game of runs and swings. It was 9-0 Brookings. They Titans scored 13 unanswered, and then the Bobcats have scored 14 unanswered since then. And they'll be on defense to start things off here in the second half. The deep man, Cole McKinney, for the Titans, and Reed is going to join him as the deep man, as a deep man as well. He had been the lone deep man, had McKinney up until now. They changed that up, and Tyler Reed will join him. They stand just inside their own 10-yard line. Drew Johnson has it teed up on the 40, the left hash. That is where I'll kick it off, and we'll get things started here in the second half. The Bobcats looking to hang on to a 10-point lead here in the second half and move on in the playoffs and play in Watertown, it looks like, next week. 13-yard line is where McKinney catches it. He's out across the 25, takes a big hit, and he'll be downed inside the 30. There on the tackle, number 14, Ezra Idem, and number 21, Owen Hoppy. Put the ball out to about the 28-yard line. What a 20-yard return on the kick. So 3 wide as Dash O'Lowry brings the team back out, the offensive team for T. He's in the gun. He's going to hand it off to McKinney, trying to get around the right edge from the left slot. He finds a little room, jets across the 30 to the 32. That'll be a gain of about 4, and it'll bring up 2nd and 6. Just kind of leisurely ran across the 30 to the 32 where he's taken down. Looks like Jay Harris was in on the tackle. 11.5 to play in this third quarter here, just underway. And Right Angle Construction brought to you by, sponsored here on the Brookings Radio Sports Network. Hand off left side for Reed. He's going to pick his way out across the 35 to about the 36. It'll bring up 3rd and 2. Carter Brown checked that on the carry. He had some carries in that first half. He was 3 carries, 19 yards in that first half. 14 yards was his longest run. 3rd and 2 for the Titans. A big third down here for both teams. Bobcats D looking to hold. Wide receiver to either side. H-back on either side. Brown, the running back behind Lowry, trying to draw the defense off with a hard count. Almost got him to jump. Now he hands it off to Brown. Right side, no, Lowry kept it. Now he pitches it at the 40, and he has it to McKinney. McKinney avoids a tackle at the 45. That's Jones Hunnemer who missed. And finally taken down by Bisgard across midfield at the 49. 15-yard gain. It was a fake, good fake. They do a great fake on that handoff. And keeping it as Lowry, and then he pitched it well downfield as well. There's a lot of players being in sync to make those plays work, and T executed that one well. 15-yard gain, ball on the 49 of Brookings. 3 wide. Lowry hands it off to Brown, left side, taken down for a loss by Gabriel Stern, who was there as soon as the ball was. A loss of 3. Ball back in T territory. It'll be 2nd and 13 back on the 48. Gabriel Stern must have overheard the play. I want to say thanks to Brookings Auto Mall, sponsor of high school sports here. 10 minutes to go in the third quarter. I think Alec Johnson might join us here in the second half. Got back from a basketball trip in Yankton. Running the option to the left is Lowry, pitches it out, and it was played well by the Bobcats, and they strung it out. Jay Harris, the first one, who hit the running back, Carter Brown. As they cut off the run for Lowry, he had to pitch it, and there was nothing there for Carter Brown. And you're going to give him a yard. 3rd and 12 coming up here. Ball on the 49. Just shy of midfield. They've got to get to the 34, the 39, of Brookings to get a first down. Coming up on 9 to play in this third quarter. Lowry in the gun. 2 wide to the near side, 2 stacked, tight on the left. Low snap, he gets it. Goes over the middle and finds his man, Reed, across the 35, out across the 30, down at the 26-yard line. 25-yard gain. As the T-Titans come up big on 3rd and long. So it's 1st and 10, ball at the 26. After the 25-yard gain for the Titans. 8:40 and counting to go. Thank you to Bose Construction, sponsor of high school sports here. We've got a little, maybe an equipment issue, as Jay Harris gets tended to by our head referee, Brian Wedham. We reset the play clock, and they wind it. We're inside 8:40 to play. Lowry in the gun. 2 wide to the near side, 1 to the far side. And he's going to run right behind his running back to the right side. Lowers his shoulder, taken down at the 22-yard line, a gain of 4. As Bisgard came up on the tackle. Josiah Thomas was in on it as well. Coming up on 8 minutes to play here. 23-13 Brookings. T with the ball. 2nd and 6 at the 22 of the Bobcats. 3 down linemen for Brookings. Lowry under center. He's going to pitch it out left side for Reed. Reed cuts back against the grain, lowers his shoulder to the 20, a gain of about 2. Will bring up 3rd and 4. Nice job in the center of that defense by the Bobcats. Josiah Thomas there again. Tetzloff in on it. So Gabriel Stern got in on it late as well. So 3rd and 4 coming up. Ball at the 20. They need to get to the 16. 7:20 and counting to go in this third quarter. Bobcats leading 23-13. T in the red zone on the 20. In the gun with a wide receiver to either side is Lowry. Hands off to Reed, left side across the 20. Hit, spun down, short of the first down. And who took him down? Was that Tetzloff? It was Bergen Tetzloff. A nice tackle. Brings him up about a yard, maybe a half a yard shy of the first down. It's going to be 4th and short. 4th and a little less than a yard. So a big 4th down coming up here. Be about a 34-yard field goal if they tried to kick it from here. They're going to go for it. Brown to the left of Lowry in the gun. Trip stacked right, tight. Hand off to Brown, right side. He's got the first down, slips a tackle. Now it's going to be dragged down from behind as Tetzloff was there and Josiah Thomas in on the tackle also. And it's going to be enough for a first down. 1st and 10, the ball at the 12 of Brookings. 6:20 and counting to go. As the Titans have had the ball this entire third quarter so far. I want to say thanks to Brookings Health System, sponsor of high school sports here on the Brookings Radio Sports Network. Beautiful night for football. 37 degrees, feels like 34, probably easy for me to say. Up here in the press box, 33 now, feels like 32 as we just had an update. Fake the handoff, rolling out to his right on the play action, and throwing to McKinney, a little behind him, incomplete for Lowry. Tetzloff was there on coverage as well. But an errant pass, as McKinney couldn't bring it in. It was too far behind him. So 2nd and 10 coming up, 5:50 to play in this third quarter. Ball at the 12 of Brookings. T threatening to cut into a 10-point lead. And it's been swings. 9-0 Brookings. Then it was 13-0 T. And now 14 unanswered for Brookings has made it 23-13. Lowry in the gun. Fake the handoff, run the option out left. Pitches it. Sather didn't fall for the fake, didn't go for the quarterback. Stayed on the ball and takes the runner down for maybe a loss on the play. That was Reed. So they're going to give him a loss of a yard. 3rd and 11 coming up. Nice play by Sather. Made it look like he was going to jet in and try to take out the quarterback, and Lowry pitched it. Normally it's the quarterback trying to fake out the tackler. That time it was the tackler faking out the quarterback. 4 wide, 2 to either side. Now Reed will go in motion right to left in the slot. Trips left now. There's the snap. Fakes the handoff to Brown. Keeping it is Lowry. And it looked like he had some room. Taken down hard by Gabriel Stern at the 13-yard line. No gain. 4th and 11 coming up. Titans want to try to kick a field goal. Looks like they will. Send the field goal unit in. Nashville Lowry, the holder, he's going to kneel down on about the 19. It'll be a 29-yard attempt for Marshall Smythe. Ball near the right hash. Snap is good. Hold is good. Kick is blocked. And Blake Cannigator falls on it. It'll be Brookings' ball either way. It's going to be first down for the Bobcats as they blocked a field goal. Didn't see who got a hand on it. May have been Gabriel Stern, or was it Jones Hunemer? Gabriel Stern, the way he's celebrating, is the one who got a hand on it. It'll be a blocked field goal, and the Bobcats will take over on downs. 1st and 10 on their own 17-yard line. Big play for Brookings as they make it a 2-score game with that blocked kick. I want to say thanks to Kubota Farmers Implement. 4:20 to go, 2 wide to the right side of Anderson, the far side of the field. Here's the snap. He's going to hand it off. That's Mathis. Lowers his shoulder. 2 hands on the ball. He's had a few fumbles this year, so he's making sure to hang on to it. Good job by him. He gets out to the 24. Nice gain as well of 7. Will bring up 2nd and 3. Bobcats have been able to run the ball effectively here tonight. Conrad, over 100 yards in the first half, had 111. Mathis out there on this possession. Mathis to the right of Anderson. 2 wide to the far side of the field, to the right of Anderson as well. He's awaiting the snap in the shotgun. And there it comes. Hands it off to Mathis right side, into the fray, gets to the line of scrimmage, no more. The 3rd and 3 coming up. Yeah, defenders all over him there. As soon as he got the ball, Jake Youngye was the first one there. There's the nose tackle. 3:15 and counting to go here in this third quarter. A 3rd down and 3 for Brookings to try to keep this drive going after they just blocked a field goal try for T. Anderson in the gun, everybody to his left. 2 wide receivers, tight end and H-back. And Mathis, the running back as well. Now we've got the defense jumping offside on a hard count. 62 Charlie Leslie, one of the captains, jumps across and makes contact, and it'll be a free first down for Brookings. So that is a free first down. They needed 3 yards on 3rd down. They get a 5-yard penalty and a fresh set of downs. Big play there for the Brookings Bobcats Alec Johnson hustling into the studio. Alec, how you doing?
Good. I'm like getting back from Yankton. Well, 7th grade basketball.
How'd it go?
7th grade won them both. A win, B win, started the year 2-0.
The day of the Bobcat.
Yep, I'm going to keep it going tonight here for the football team.
23-13 right now. Bobcats with the ball, 2:55 to go in the third quarter. It has been a fun night here. After the offside penalty, Charlie Leslie did something to get himself a personal foul penalty as well. They'll add 15 more, and all of a sudden the Bobcats have a 1st and 10 out on the 44-yard line, their own 44-yard line, but approaching midfield. They had a 3rd and 3, got the free first down on a jump by number 62, Charlie Leslie, and then he gets a personal foul penalty and costs his team. Well, the Bobcats looking to use that momentum. They were up 9-0, gave up 13 unanswered, and have scored 14 unanswered since. 23-13 is where we stand. Anderson in the gun. 2 wide to his left side. Mathis, the running back, to his left. Harris, the H-back right. Tetzloff, the tight end right. Now he moves both those to the left, the tight end Tetzloff and the H-back Harris. He's going to hand it off to Mathis, left side, and he's taken down for a loss immediately. In there quickly was Carter Brown for the tackle. A loss of about 3. 2nd and 13 coming up. Carter Brown was in there instantly. Came into the game with 30 tackles on the season. 2 minutes to go in the third quarter. 2nd and long for the Brookings Bobcats. Want to say thanks to Stony Brook Sweets, sponsor of high school sports here. 1:45 and counting to go here in this third quarter. 2 wide to the far side of the field to the right of Anderson. Harris, the H-back left. Tetzloff, the tight end left. Running back Mathis to his right. Fakes the handoff, goes out in the flat for Hockett, who is going to try to avoid the tackle. Loses the ball. Now there's a fight for it at the 41. It's picked up somehow by Jay Harris. He's going to pick up yards on the far sideline and make it a 3rd down and kind of manageable.
Just right place at the right time. It looked like Hockett was almost going to get back on it himself. I don't know if he knocked it away or if a T guy knocked it away, but like you had said, then Jay Harris just kind of popped up where he needed to be. Fumbles, Conrad's in the first half, and it seems as though the last month fumbles have just been a killer for the Bobcats, going back to even that Roosevelt game. From then on, it just seems like holding on to the football has been an issue, but luckily Jay Harris, again, just right place at the right time to pick that up.
Picked it up and picks up some yardage. They're going to say he went out of bounds over there on the far sideline, or we've got a conference with the referees at about the 44. Not sure what's going on over there. They're trying to figure out where to spot this or what happened. Trying to sort some things out. And I even noticed when they Mathis gets the ball, he had a couple fumbles earlier in the season, or he's had a few rather, and he's putting both hands on it and really securing it. Yeah. We're awaiting what the officials come up with here. Are they going to explain to us? It looks like we're going to get an explanation from Brian Wedham. All right, so my original call stands. Harris picks up some yards. It's going to be 3rd down and about 6. Actually turned it into a fairly positive play for Brookings. And the yard marker on the far sideline's a bit confused. Now he goes back to the right spot. 3rd and 6, ball at the 48 of Brookings. They need to get to the 46 of T. 1:26 to go. Anderson in the gun. There's the snap. Back to throw. Steps up into the pocket, tucks it. We got a flag coming in. He's across midfield, spins away. He got, I think, just what he needed for a 1st down, if it would stand. We've got 2 flags on the play, so it's probably not going to stand. The first one's almost certainly holding.
Yeah, you can see Brookings there. They're already walking back like they know.
Not sure what the second flag was. We'll get the call here again from head referee Brian Wedham. So Kane Beinhorn, number 54, the center held, as did Carson Lohr, the right tackle. One was declined, one was accepted. So instead of a 1st and 10 at the 46 of T, it's going to be 3rd and very long. 3rd and about 16. Ball back on the 38-yard line of the Brookings Bobcats. So the Bobcats with trips to the left now of Anderson to the near side of the field, the wide side. One wide receiver on the other side. Hockett in motion now left to right. Back to pass is Anderson. Goes down the far sideline. He's got Hockett wide open, but he dropped it. That may have been 6. And Hockett started looking upfield a little before the ball got to him. He drops it. That would have been a big play either way. He may have scored.
Like you said, I think he knew how wide open he was. It's one of those things where it's just like, I think you get so excited knowing there's nobody around you. You catch this, it's going to be an easy 6, just a perfect ball from Gavin Anderson and Hockett. Just one of those things where it hits you right in the hands, expecting to score. Crucial drop there, like you said, would have been an easy 6. But that's a play right there that Brookings can't let it affect them. They're going to have to move past it. Would have been an easy 6. You're still up 10 now. Your defense has to come out here and get a stop.
He started in the slot on the left, trips left, came in motion and ran a wheel route and was wide open. High kick by Johnson, bounces at the 36, takes a bit of a Brookings bounce across the 35 down to the 32-yard line. About a 30-yard punt. So a 30-yard punt, and that's a big turn of events. That could have blown this thing open for the Bobcats. He may not have scored, but he very easily could have, but it would have been a big play. The Bobcats would have likely been at least in the red zone and had a first down. But you got to shake it off and move on. They still lead by 2 scores, 23-13. That blocked field goal may loom large here down the stretch. 38 seconds to go in the third quarter. I want to say thanks to Bauer Services, sponsor of high school sports here. Here's the snap. Handoff to, I think that's Reed. Picks his way to the 35 for a gain of 3. Tyler Reed, or is that Carter Brown? That's neither one. Cole McKinney came from the left H-back spot. I apologize. That's a gain of about 3. 2nd and 7 coming up. And they've moved McKinney into the backfield. That's why I was confused. He's the running back. They hand it off to McKinney left side again. He jumps over the 35 to the 36, maybe the 37. They'll give him the 37, a gain of a couple. It'll bring up 3rd and 5 when we start the fourth quarter. We'll flip ends and start the fourth quarter. The Bobcats lead 23-13. And it'll be 3rd and 5 for the T-Titans when we start the fourth quarter in 60 seconds. This is Bobcats football, powered by Brookings Auto Mall and presented by Cubby's Sports Bar and Grill on the Brookings Radio Sports Network. Got to get to the 42 of Brookings, do the T-Titans to get a fresh set of downs here. 3 wide, 2 to the right of Lowry, under center. Brown the back. Fakes the handoff. He pitches it out ahead. A shovel pass ahead. He gets it to his man, who's got plenty of yards out across midfield to the 47-yard line of Brookings. And that was Reed who got the pitch. It wasn't a pitch, and it's going to end up going down as a forward pass. It's a
shovel type. He had a lot on it to get it.
16-yard gain. It was a bit of an option run. Usually those pitches are backward, but they just didn't have their spacing right. Ends up being a forward pass, but in any case, a big gain for T. I backfield behind Lowry, 2 wide and an H-back left. He's going to go with the handoff to McKinney from the H-back spot, right side. Not much doing as he's taken down by Bergen Tetzloff and Josiah Thomas at the 45, a gain of 2. 2nd and 8 coming up. Tip of the ball right at the 45-yard line. They've got to get to the 37. Coming up on 11 to play here. Want to say thanks to Anderson Insurance, sponsor of high school sports, here on the Brookings Radio Sports Network. 2 wide, 1 to either side. H-backs left and right. Brown, the running back. Reed. Pitch to Reed, rating his blocks, and he finds his way to the 40, taken down after a gain of 5. That'll bring up 3rd and 3. So big 3rd down coming up here. T is probably in 4-down territory. Down 2 scores with 10.5 to go in the 4th quarter. 3rd and 3. 2 H-backs. Brown, the running back this time, behind Lowry. 2 wide receivers. Lowry under center. Hands it off to Brown, who's got room. He's going to struggle his way across the 25, or the 35 rather, to the 33. Gain of 7. Plenty for the first down. And Blake Cannigator is the one who finally wrangled him to the turf at the 33. 1st and 10, though, for T as they continue the drive. We tick inside 10 minutes to play. A 10-point lead for Brookings, 23-13. I want to say thanks to Rickus Nelson, sponsor of sports here. Lowry fakes the handoff. Play action, goes deep down the far sideline and nearly picked off by Jones Hunemer. Intended receiver was Tyler Reed. Too high for him and too high for Jones Hunemer, as it turns out. Weebingo was the intended receiver. 10, not number 17. Would have been Hunemer's 3rd interception on the year.
Looked as though almost Jones had it mistimed by about half a second too. I mean, all 6'2" of them jumped about as high as he could to get it. Would have been a huge turnover there for the Bobcats after the Hockett drop. But nonetheless, still the defense there to force a 2nd and 10 here for the Titans.
They take a shot on 1st and 10. Now it's 2nd and 10 on the incompletion. 3 wide for Lowry. Fakes the handoff, keeps it, and not going to have much room. Several Bobcats tacklers in there. As Josiah Thomas, Andrew Hahn, and Gabriel Stern. No, I'm sorry, Phoenix Saylor was the first one there, and then the other 2 joined him. So good gang tackling by Brookings. 3rd and about 9.5 coming up here. You've got to get to the 23 for a first down. Ball shy of the 32. Coming up on 9 minutes to play here. 3 wide, 2 to the short side of the field to the right of Lowry. There's the snap. Hands it off for McKinney. McKinney may have been looking to throw, but then he tucks it and runs, and taken down by the far sideline around the 31-yard line. That'd be a gain of a yard. And bring up 4th and 8.
It definitely looked like he was going to throw. Like you said, it's almost as soon as he had it, he pulled that thing back, but obviously didn't see anything. So just a smart decision there to hold on to it. But still, 4th and 8 here. Huge stop if Brookings can get it here.
Probably just part of the play if you don't see anything run, but his posture just looked like he was looking downfield to maybe throw it. 8:55 to go, 4th and 8 for T here. Bobcats looking to get the turnover on downs. Lowry in the gun, back to pass, flushed out immediately to his left. Going to be grabbed and taken down. Andrew Hahn, the first one there, and Cannigator came in to help him clean up back at the 38-yard line. Big play for the Bobcats defense, and they get the turnover on downs. They did not give Lowry any chance to get a pass off there.
Huge stop there, too. Like I said, just needed. Still a 10-point game, 8:50 left. Awesome stance there by the Bobcats to get the ball back, see if they can take some time off the clock here, and hopefully even add a few more points here in the fourth.
To 8:50 to go, the Bobcats take the ball over, looking to run, well, best case scenario, all the time off the clock here with a 10-point lead. Anderson in there in the gun, 2 wide to the far side of the field, wide side to his left, hands it off to Schulte. Schulte picking his way across the 40 out near the 45-yard line. Nice patient run by Ben Schulte for 6. He has come on this year. Freshman, 5'9", 170-pound running back number 42. He's sort of earned his spot, for some playing time on this team, and he's become a pretty big part of this offense.
Yeah, exactly. Excited to see what he can do on the field for the next 4 years.
Definitely a good athlete. 2 wide receivers to the short side of the field to the right of Anderson. Schulte to his right. H-back left Harris. Cannigator on the left end as well. And they're running some time. There's the snap. They're going to hand it off to Schulte again. He's hit immediately. Got forward progress to the original line of scrimmage. As there on the initial hit was Parker Wilson, number 34. 7:45 and counting to go here. 3rd and 4 coming up for the Bobcats. They're not in a hurry to run a play. Looking to run some time. It'd be good to extend this drive, though, with a first down. I want to say thanks to Cook's Waste Paper, sponsor of high school sports here. We're inside 7.5 to play in the ball game. Bobcats in control right now, 23-13, with 7:20 and counting to go and a 3rd and 4 to convert. Dougie Thomas out wide to the left of Anderson. There's the snap. Handed off to Schulte, right side, and he's hit, spun down. I think he got just what he needed. Spun around and taken down at the 49, which is where he needed to get. Tackle was made by number 51, Chase DeBoer, but he got just what he needed, a fresh set of downs for the Bobcats and the clock running.
That's a huge first down. That's just, again, the kind of guy Schulte is. He's going to try and get you every yard that he needs. He needed it right there. Got the little effort at the end. Huge first down. Take some more time off the clock, move the chains. Excellent run there by Schulte.
That is a deflator for the T-Titans, trying to come up with a stop on 3rd down there, and they just ran it right at him. 2 wide to the short side of the field to the right of Anderson. Schulte still the running back to the right of Gavin Anderson. I don't think we've even seen Will Conrad out there as the running back here in the second half. Hand off to Schulte, left side, cuts it up across midfield, spun or down at about the 48. That'll be a gain of about 3, and he was taken down by number 50. That is Emmett DeGeest. 2nd and 7 coming up here as we approach 6 minutes to play in the ball game. Bobcats in control, leading 23-13. That was the halftime score. We haven't seen any points here in the second half, and the Bobcats are fine with that, leading by 10. I want to say thanks to Brookings School District for being a sponsor of high school sports here. Ball in T territory on the 48. Got to get to the 41 for a first down. There's the snap. Fake the handoff, play action. Now keeping it is Anderson. He's going to get it out to Schulte. Schulte gets to the 45. Looked like it was going to be a loss. Heads up play, dangerous play though. As Anderson was being tackled, he pitched it out to Schulte. He gets to the 46 and gains a couple of yards. And instead of 3rd and probably 8 or 9, it's 3rd and 5.
Like you said, it was a risky play, Gavin. Getting tackled, almost going down for the sack, but he saw Schulte right there to his left. Good awareness, too, by Schulte to not give up on the play, because if he's not looking, that maybe goes off his helmet, and who knows, backwards pitch like that could have been a fumble. So a little risky play, but like you said, nonetheless, 3rd and manageable here for the Cats.
Clock running, coming up on 5 to play here. Brookings breaks the huddle with 7 on the play clock. They're going to have to hustle to get it off, but they're okay with the time running off. There's the snap as they got it off just in time, but I think the Bobcats got a little nervous. Coach Clark calls a timeout just before the play clock went to 0. So with 4:53 to go, we'll take a timeout. 3rd and 5 when we come back in 30 seconds for the Bobcats, leading 23-13. This is Bobcats football, powered by Brookings Auto Mall and presented by Cubby Sports Bar and Grill on the Brookings Radio Sports Network.
I love playing sports, especially for my school. And that's because school sports are special. It's where it's safe to fail. It's where we're taught resilience, where our fear becomes confidence. It's where we learn to get back up after every fall. School sports are where 7.8 million students go from I can't to I can.
This message presented by the SDHSAA and the South Dakota Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
Bobcats football, powered by Brookings Auto Mall and presented by Cubby Sports Bar and Grill. We've got 4:53 to go. Who will move on to play Watertown in Watertown next weekend? Haven't looked at the score in a while. I shouldn't assume that, but they were up big. Watertown score 35-0 over Huron with 7 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. Winner of this will head to Watertown next Friday. Anderson in the gun. Fakes the handoff, rolls out to his right, and he's going to keep it. And he's going to get the first down, plus an extra yard out of bounds on the near sideline at the 40. Needed 5 and got 6. Not sure if that was the call or if he was look downfield to try to throw it. But he tucks it and gets enough yards for the first down, and the Bobcats extend the drive and move the sticks and keep the clock. Well, they're not running right now as he went out of bounds, but they'll keep it running here as they keep the drive going.
Just 2 huge first downs on this drive for Brookings. You know, a huge stop that the defense had last time, but to come out, get a first down, followed by another first down, take off another, hopefully minute or 2, get this thing under 3 up 10 still. An excellent run there by Gavin Anderson to move the sticks.
Anderson hands off to Schulte this time. He reads his blocks. He's across the 40 to the 39, hit, and then spun around and driven back. Gain of about a yard for Schulte. Comes up limping a little bit. Looks like the right leg is going to come off. Hopefully he'll be all right. Conrad, we're going to see him for the first time in the second half. And that's probably just a concerted effort by the coaching staff to let Conrad get some rest. They're going to need him next week in Watertown if they are to hold on and win here. Still 4:10 to go. Bobcats lead 23-13. Levante Carter in at the slot to the left of Anderson. Dougie Thomas out wide. H-back Harris and Tetzloff, the tight end, move from right to left. They pitch it out left side for Conrad. He's got some room out across the 35, lowers his shoulder, bowls his way near a first down. They're going to say he's a yard shy, but a nice run by Conrad. So it'll be a yard to go for a first down, 3rd and 1 coming up as we approach 3.5 to go. Bobcats content to run some clock off here. They won't have to hike it until there's about 3:03 on the clock. Not sure if they'll wait till 1 or if they'll just do it inside 5, but after this play, we'll be under 3 minutes to play in the ball game. That clock has really become the enemy of T. I want to say thanks to Hometown Tire and Service, sponsor of high school sports here. They get the snap off with 3:04 to go, and they hand it off. And it's a first down run for Will Conrad, who got to the 28, gain of 3 there on 3rd and 1. That'll move the sticks again. Timeout on the field. T takes a timeout. They'll have 2 left. Bobcats have 2 left as well. 3 minutes to play, and we'll have a 1st and 10 from the 28 of T for the Bobcats when we come back in 30 seconds. It's Bobcats football on the Brookings Radio Sports Network.
School sports are played by humans, coached by humans, and officiated by humans. So the next time you're sitting in the stands at a school athletic event, please remember this and maintain your humanity, especially when it comes to judging and critiquing athletes, coaches, and officials. Please show your fellow humans some respect. They'll appreciate your empathy.
This message presented by the SDHSAA and the South Dakota Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
Bobcats football on the Brookings Radio Sports Network, powered by Brookings Auto Mall and presented by Cubby Sports Bar and Grill. Out of the timeout, 1st and 10 for the Brookings Bobcats. on the 28 of T, trying to salt this one away. They lead 23-13 to the Bobcats here late in the ball game. 3 minutes to go. 3 wide, 2 to the near side, the wide side for Anderson to his right. Conrad, the running back, to his right. Tight end. Tetzloff moves left to right. Hand off to Conrad, right side. He falls forward to about the 26 for a gain of about 2. And a quick timeout for the T Titans. We'll just keep it right here as T is just trying to stop the clock and get the ball back somehow with as much time on the clock as possible. It's their second time out of the half. They'll have 1 left. 2:55 to go. A 2nd and 8 coming up for the Bobcats out of the timeout. Want to say thanks to DeGroot for District 7 House, sponsor of high school sports here on the Brookings Radio Sports Network. And this has been, again, a game of runs, and the Bobcats on the good side of it right now. They were up 9-0 quickly, and then the Titans scored 13 unanswered, and then the Bobcats answered with 14 unanswered. And that's where we stand right now, 23-13. Bobcats looking to hold on and move on. Survive and advance.
That's all it takes.
Winner plays in Watertown next Friday. And if it were the Bobcats, we would carry it for you right here. K-Country 102.3 FM and stream it at kcountry102.com. All right, 2nd and 8 coming up here. Ball on the 26 of T. Anderson in the gun, 3 wide. Hands it off to Schulte, right side. Good to see Ben Schulte back in there. And he stopped for a loss of, it depends on where the spot is, 1 yard or 2. And T will take their 3rd and final timeout. So it'll be 3rd and long for the Bobcats. When we come back from the timeout, we'll take a quick 30 here with them. 2:49 to play in the 4th quarter. The Bobcats lead 23-13, and a 3rd and about 10 when we come back in 30 seconds. It's Bobcats football, powered by Brookings Auto Mall and presented by Cubby Sports Bar and Grill on the Brookings Radio Sports Network.
Sitting in the stands feels like I'm missing out on all the action, you know? I wanted to get back in the game, so I signed up to be a high school official. It takes me back to my playing days. I'm supporting students, and I get paid to make the big calls. Do you want to see the game up close? Sign up to become an official in South Dakota at highschoolofficials.com.
Bobcats football, powered by Brookings Auto Mall and presented by Cubby Sports Bar and Grill. 2:49 to play. Bobcats looking to hold on here to a 10-point lead, 23-13. 3rd and 10 coming up after the loss on the previous play. Good to see out there, though. Limped off a few plays ago, and he's back out there to the right of Anderson in the shotgun. 3 wide, 2 to the near side to the right of Anderson. Tetzloff, H-back right. Flushed out of the pocket is Anderson. He's got some room to the left. He's going to tuck it and run, hit, and taken down at the 20. Looked like he was going to have it, but coming out of nowhere and making the tackle was number 4, Riley Schwanda for T, and he stops him about 2 yards short. It looked like Anderson was going to come up with a first down.
Excellent tackle there, and now Brookings again can run the clock down to under 2 minutes here. Only 4th and 2. Obviously, you got to go for it. Worst case, you don't get it. Field's got T has to march 80 yards down the field. It's still a 2-possession game. They're out of timeout, so I mean, a first down here essentially seals the deal for Brookings. Momentum on your side here. See if they can get those 2 yards, get the first, and put the nail in the coffin.
Looks like they're going to let the clock run down, the play clock, and then call a timeout here and talk it over. We'll be inside 2 minutes to play. They take a timeout. Bobcats will have 1 left with 1:58 to go. It'll be a 4th and 2 when we come back in 30 seconds. Bobcats football, powered by Brookings Auto Mall and presented by Cubby Sports Bar and Grill on the Brookings Radio Sports Network.
The whole game and this drive in particular, they've had so much success, especially when they needed to pick up a big chunk play or just pick up a 3rd down conversion. They've done that to perfection here on this drive, and why not stick with what has worked so well? You are 2 yards away.
Bobcats football, A minute 58 to go. Brookings comes up with 2 yards, and they can kneel the clock out without giving the ball back to T. T in just a tough spot all the way around, trailing by 2 scores, 23-13. A minute 58 to go. Even if they were to get the ball back, it would be a tough putt. And Tetzloff in motion. They hike it through his leg. They get it to Anderson. He's going to have the first down, and he smartly slides across the 15. They'll spot it at the 15. A gain of 5 on 4th and 2. A huge play for the Bobcats.
Incredible play there, too. Anytime you see Bergen Tetzloff going underneath center to take the ball, you're going to assume he's going to get it. A guy like him can probably easily pick up 2 yards. Great fake there to get the first down. Excellent play call there on 4th and 2.
Absolutely. They've run that play a bunch this year with Tetzloff coming in motion and going under center. And that's the first time he has not ended up with the ball on that play. They've generally run it with pretty good success also, because they run it generally in short yardage situations. So now the victory formation, the best formation in football. Anderson in the gun. He's going to get the snap and kneel on it at about the 19-yard line. And he'll have to do that one more time, and that should do it. Bobcats going to move on. A high-scoring first half, 23-13. We go in at the break. Who would have thought that was going to be the final score the way that first half went? But that is going to be the final score, 23-13 the final. During our post game, we'll give our thoughts on the game, take a look at some official stats. Thanks to Pete Roberts and the gang from T for hooking us up with those. Thanks to Jeff Hine back in the Brookings Radio Sports Network studio for engineering and doing a great job as always as well. And we'll, I think, have a conversation with head coach of the Bobcats, Brady Clark, during our postgame as well. They kneel it out, and that is going to be the last play of the game. And Brookings will survive and advance. 23-13 the win. They will play in Watertown next Friday. They did not play during the regular season. Obviously, that's a rivalry game, and when you get to do that in the playoffs, it just amps up the intensity even more.
Nothing better baseball this last summer. We were lucky enough to play in the state tournament. Anytime you can play Watertown, like you said, is fun. When you can do it in the postseason, it's even more fun. So that should be an excellent game. Should be a great crowd for a Friday night, too. I'm excited for it.
And if you get a chance to go on the road and ruin things for them, even sweeter.
That's just the cherry on top.
So that's where Brookings will head next Friday. We'll take a break, a 4-minute break. We'll have your post game coming up next. Bobcats survive 23-13 over the T-Titans, and we'll play Watertown next Friday night. Your post game coming up next in 4 minutes. It's Bobcats football, powered by Brookings Auto Mall and presented by Cubby Sports Bar and Grill on the Brookings Radio Sports Network.
Please drive safely to your next destination.